Hi guys, welcome back to Marant's Rants. Plenty of good information, a little bit of motivation, a whole lot of truth, no financial advice. This is a one-take session about the markets today, how we're looking at them. You know, the Fed started speaking up. They say they're going to actually bump up the rates about 50 basis points. Well, if they do that, then you're going to see a lot like what you saw today. We just sold off. Didn't matter if Tesla had the best earnings whatsoever. They were probably shooting up today, but the rest of the market was not. Everything was in a sell-off. But if you look at GameStop, we have this debt ceiling, as we call it. We're still sideways, guys. I know we came down a bit today, but in my eyes, not really. Coming down 4%, it's not a big drastic move for us, and we're way up from where we were about 5 weeks ago. 141.56. I love the stock. I love the price. You guys know that. But let's talk about it for a minute. Right here. So we'll go ahead and look at GameStop first. So GameStop, you're going to see 400,000 shares to borrow at 5.6. It's a little bit more costly to borrow the shares. I'm sure they'll come get them. They're going to need them because we're going to keep buying them. From now until the sun comes up, we're going to keep buying them because, well, we have our earnings call, right? We have our annual shareholders meeting that's going to be June 2nd, and we'll go over that in a minute. We have a lot to look forward to on this stock. We have a lot of announcements to make, but there are 4,000 calls in the money, guys. 4,200 calls in the money. What does that really mean compared to somebody like AMC? If you go look at AMC, there's 1 million shares there to borrow, and guess what? They cost nothing, 1.3. And then, of course, how many calls are in the money? 3,000. So about 1,000 less in the money. So it just tells you that this is going to be a nightmare over here for anyone buying the calls, for anyone who thinks that stock's going to run. They don't have to let it run because, I mean, they're already nickel and diming you on options because people want to keep buying them. I'm not. Twitter, I have nothing going on Twitter, guys, not right now. I'll try not to go too fast on this update here, but let's go into detail about the things I want to go into detail. One, GameStop's insider ownership and institutional ownership has not changed. It's still great, 46%. They did release their proxy statement. So the proxy statement for GameStop is here. It's going to tell you June 2nd, 2022. Looks like a great day for me to take vacation. I'll be taking vacation that whole week. I'll be live streaming it. You guys deal with whatever you guys want to deal with. I'm going to read you the first paragraph of this, guys, on GameStop. This has come from Matthew Furlong. He says, this past year marked the beginning of a systematic transformation at GameStop. We installed a new management team, strengthened our balance sheet, hired hundreds of individuals with technology backgrounds, and refocused the organization around a singular mission to delight the customer. We also allocated a significant amount of capital to our commerce business to straighten its fulfillment network, product catalog, systems, and online and mobile experiences following years of underinvestment. So what are they telling you? We're doing everything right. We're planning it out. We've been talking about this in detail. I know I've been laying out the roadmap for months on how GameStop is going to transform and do that true pivot. But if you guys don't see it, this whole team is here. There's a $41 billion addressable market for NFTs, and the demand is there. So we're going to jump into that space. I know Coinbase released a beta of an NFT marketplace today, but we're not doing that. We're way ahead of that. We've hired for it. We're not experimenting. We're not trying to come up with something at the last second here. This is something that we've been planning for a very long time, guys. Our leadership will not compromise, and we're gonna go forward because we're focused on the long term. It's basically what this letter says. So June 2nd, 2022. When I look at AMC, guys, AMC insider ownership is always scary. It's at 0.09, not even 0.1%. But they did have a report coming out here. It's not for them. It's for HYMC. I pay attention to the stock so much because people try to push this on you. They try to tell you it's a great investment. And the only reason why you even know about it is because Adam Aaron came out and talked about it. Insider ownership is at 0.9, and there's not a lot here. There's a lot. They're leaving a lot to be, a lot left to be desired. When I look at HYMC, they put this out here. It's called the IPO registration. And on that IPO registration, there's a key thing I want you guys to read. I know I have this highlighted here, but I'm not going to read that just yet. I'm going to read this part to you. Let's see if I'm ready for this. I wasn't ready, but I'm here now, right? Yeah, it's going to be down here. It's going to be at the beginning. It's called the HYMC history. And when you look at their company history here, it's going to, it was the highlighted part. What the hell am I doing? One take session, guys. Welcome back to Marant's Rants. Plenty of good information, a little bit of motivation, a whole lot of truth, no financial advice. I'm extremely tired tonight. But I want to give you guys this update video so you guys have it. I read this, every damn line, guys. It's a lot. But in 2017, with revenue no longer covering the cost of reagents necessary for production, the Highcroft mine was placed into care in maintenance mode to minimize expenditures and conserve cash. While in care and maintenance, gold and silver production was a byproduct of maintenance activities. What does that mean? That means these guys are conserving their money. They have not been operational since 2017, guys. It is crazy how anyone cannot see the pump and the dump of this company and what it is. I pray you guys see it. If you don't, well then, I wish you well. If you read this here on the COVID-19 measures, they're saying COVID-19 did not have an effect on them, but if it ever did, they would actually cease everything they're doing, which I don't understand why it's even in here. Why are we still talking about this? Since the Hycroft mine represents the entirety of our operations, any further COVID-19 outbreaks at the mine site or our government restrictions implemented to combat the pandemic could result in a partial or entire shutdown of the Hycroft mine itself, which would adversely impact our financial position, operating results, and cash flows. We know this. We've known this. But I don't understand why they have to put it in writing other than to say they're planning for what? The worst? The best? AMC has to hold over half the shares that they bought. And they bought over, I think it's like 46 million shares. And their portion is like half of that would be 23 million. They have to hold that if they want to have that seat on the board of directors. And Sean Goodman's on the board of directors. They just voted in a new chairman of the board in doing that as well. And that his name is Stephen Lang. Well, it's here somewhere. I read it all. But what does that even matter? Well, if your mine's doing great and you guys are a good business to invest in, why are we doing things different? Well, you only do things different, guys, when you need to change up what the hell you're doing. But feel free to read all of this, guys. I read it all. I went through it. It was a painful thing to read because it's everything that we've already said it was. Those senior notes will not be paid until December 1st, 2027. And they diluted their shares all up to 1.4 billion. They have the authority to do that, so they just keep doing this at the money offer. They're trying not to drown it so much, but it's still at $1.50. I don't see it going up any further because they'll keep diluting as it does go up. It's kind of like what they did with AMC. The writing's on the wall for both. I wish them the best of luck, though. There's nothing really to talk about today other than the fact we went sideways. If you look at the stock for the day, you saw it start out real strong, but once the Fed puts out they're going to raise 50 basis points, money's going to be harder to borrow, guys. It's going to be harder to borrow, and you're going to owe money to everyone. But can we look at the positive about one thing? The price of GameStop right now is pennies. It's $141, but if you put that 15% of inflation on there, you're looking at about $20 off. So you're $21 away from that because it's inflated. So you're actually paying like $120 compared to last year's dollars. Last year's dollars, we were paying crazy prices, right? But now don't you feel a lot more comfortable with what it's worth and how much the dollar's worth? I mean, my dollar is buried in GameStop, and I love it because it's going to go up with the stock. And this is a great price right now. This entry price of $141.56 is so good. It's so enticing that when other stocks split and Google goes 20-1 and Amazon goes 20-1 and Tesla comes on back again on the split and Shopify has a split, you and I are going to be sitting here saying, well, what are you giving me? What incentive do I have to hold this stock? Well, you're going to find out, guys. You're going to find out really soon. Listen, I'm not going to beat it up. There's no need to get excited tonight. I should go live sometime next week. This week, I'm grinding at work, guys. But I know it's Thursday. And I know you guys want me to tell you, I'll see you next Thursday. But no. I will be live sometime, maybe even tomorrow night. Who knows? But I wish you guys well. Know the stock is great. Know there was only 1.68 million shares traded today, aka 0. My story never changes. I can keep making these videos all damn day the rest of my life because I'll be holding the stock that long. GameStop. Can't stop, won't stop. GameStop. I'll see you around, millionaires. Peace.